Like, we are unstoppable, another world is possible. 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 Yeah, baby, let me see those signs. Fire the UCP, I support my EA, time to go, Danielle, our healthcare in our country not for sale. You're fired, Danielle Smith, yeah! I love education support workers, yeah, Canada is not broken, conservatives are. UCP, liars and thieves, healthcare, not wealthcare, thank you. When injustice becomes law, resistance becomes duty, and Smith must resign. People in the back. Trans rights are human rights. Trans lives matter. Hell yeah. Defend trans rights. And I want trans kids protected, supported, staff respected. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. So I do have just a point form speech prepared for you guys. I'm super happy to be here. I am a part of a group called Keepers of the Water, which is primarily concerned with protecting and taking care of our aquifers, the water that runs through our land. Yeah, thank you. And it is important, you know, we can't just ship in water from the Culligan man every day. You know, there was a time when, less than 30, 40 years ago, where a lot of lakes in this province you could just drink straight from. A lot of our folks here remember that. And I want to just shout out the Raging Grannies. You guys always inspire me. You guys are awesome. Let's give it up for them. And Michael K over here, he's giving a little speech to the camera right now. He's always been a guy who brings people together in this community, and I really want to thank him. So I want to talk. I'll tell you guys a little bit about myself. I was born here in Edmonton, but I am from Cold Lake First Nations. I also have community in LaFond, Alberta, which is a little small farming hamlet just outside of St. Paul. And my mom's side of the family farmed that area for about 100 years. But now, unfortunately, it's primarily taken over by corporate farmers, which is something that we've seen a lot of. And also, like, I will let you know that I got into organizing and standing up for my community and my people, primarily because my dad passed from a house fire back in 2010. And the fire trucks did not get there in time to put it out. And it just kind of sent me in a tailspin of thinking deeply about why are there so many inequities in Indigenous communities. And it's not just because you know, we're Native folks and being Native sucks. That's not it. There is a plot to not only take the land and resources of our people, but also strip us of our culture, because our culture is rooted in taking care of our community and being reciprocal with each other and the environment. And that's something that's really important. Unfortunately, now today we live in a capitalist society where we don't really care about our people on the fringes. But you know, the almighty dollar is at the center of our society at this time, which is unfortunate. We need to start changing that up. And something brought you all here today, something deep within you, and I think you all need to continue to honor that. Continue showing up. You know, I have respect for each and every one of you here who wants to stand and speak out and call down this terrible thing called oppression in this community that we live in. In my own community, I have a relative. His name is Brian Grambois. He unfortunately passed away in 2019. You may have seen him in the Netflix film Yinta, which was all about the Wet'suwet'en resistance that happened a few years ago. And you know, he gave me a lot of my teachings on what this organizing thing is about. My dad, he was a queer man, and after him and my mom separated, he lived his best gay life till the end of his days. And thank you. And my Uncle Brian, when he told me that when they were kids, he would have to stand up and resist other people in our community who were cruel and unkind to him. And he told me that if you're going to call yourself a warrior, you got to put the people first. That's all the people. Put them ahead of you and stand up for them. And I always respected that. For Keepers of the Water, ceremony is something that's very important for our organizing. And for most Indigenous folks all over the place who are doing this kind of work, we believe that if you are going to stand up and speak for the water, speak for the land, speak for the animals, you need to have a reciprocal relationship with those beings. Very important. You know, each and every one of you who may have water in your hand right now, take a second to be thankful for that water. Take a second to be thankful for the air you're breathing. It's important to really have that relationship with all those things in your life. Beyond that, I want to say I believe that the call to do organizing work, to show up, to stand up for others, there's a spiritual component to that. And you know, if you're not a spiritual person, if you're an atheist, good science also says we need to stand up for our water and our land and protect it. So shout out to the atheists. I've been doing some speaking in our different communities on this thing called carbon capture and storage. Thank you. So there's a lot of these carbon cowboys who have done consultation with not only Indigenous communities but small towns. And I was just in St. Paul and Saddle Lake this past week, and the people of St. Paul and Saddle Lake, the Indigenous folks and the non-Indigenous folks, they both feel disempowered by their government. And that's a very unfortunate thing. This used to be something that gave power to the people. And the level of organizing and work done and bills passed to say, no, we will go ahead and continue what we want to do because Alberta is more important, that's not right. There's a law that was passed last year that's very similar to the States. If you say no to the project going through your property in St. Paul, I was talking with some of them about this on Tuesday, they can force their way through your land now, which isn't right. This past summer, I read this book. I would suggest you all read it. Andrew was talking about the people who work to disempower and rip apart communities. This book, Fever in the Heartland, it's about the Ku Klux Klan and their plan to take over the United States of America. They did a level of organizing that was extreme and insane, and they managed to insert state senators and leadership in small towns in ways that were never before seen. And they were completely working towards undermining the United States. And that level of organizing, it's something that we need to take a look at and utilize to empower our communities, not disempower people of color. That's something that would really change things for the better around here, I think. Oh God. And I want to say Janice and Andrew were talking a little bit about voting as well as organizing locally and then writing in and calling in. There's also, those are all forms of what I like to call non-violent direct action. And if you've seen me in this community over the past 10 years, you may have seen me at the front of marches, sitting in different places, blocking roads, blocking railways, getting arrested, having all that kind of fun, Those are ways in which you can disrupt the harmful systems that are happening that you can go ahead and do today. And I'm going to be honest with you, if you get arrested for most of that kind of stuff, it's catch and release. It's not so bad. So if I see you guys walking down with me at some point in the near future, I'm going to salute you and say, what's up? And that's another thing that's really cool about doing the organizing type work. You develop deep relationships. And some people call it trauma bonding, But I think there's some real bonding in there too, which is nice. So yeah, I really hope that all of you folks can go ahead and go out and learn a little bit more about nonviolent direct action. I know that myself and another one of my associates here on the prairies, we would like to start putting on nonviolent direct action training because we've gotten the opportunity to go out and do that type of training with our relatives in the States who are professionals at it, and I love to see it. So if you guys hear, I was talking to Michael about that. He's going to post about it when we do those things. Please show up because I'd love to see you guys all there. And beyond that, yeah. This here, I didn't speak about this yet. This is Land Back. And this is my whole political platform in one word. This word here was actually created here in Alberta by Indigenous memers. So shout out to the Indigenous memers. But Land Back, you know, you're all a part of Land Back. You're all a part of Land Back. Every single one of you can be a part of it. If you're Indigenous, if you're non-Indigenous, it's a beautiful thing. If you can, I would suggest you guys go out and learn a little bit more about Land Back. There's a podcast called Land Back for the People, and it's ran by my friends over at Indian Collective. They actually made this nice banner for me. But I also want to mention, you know, a lot of the work that I do today, it stems from the work of the American Indian movement, which my Uncle Brian Gramble was a part of. And I also want to shout out a number of the different movements we've seen over time, like the Black Panther Party, the Civil Rights Movement, the Zapatistas, all these different, and all the unions. Gotta shout them out. All the black and queer and trans activists from way back in the day to now, you know, they're all a part of this thing that we're trying to create momentum towards. We're trying to move towards evolving the human race. That's literally what we're doing here today. We're trying to make a place more livable for everyone. And inclusive. Thank you. Yeah, so with that, I want to say thank you very much, Masi Cho. You know, it was great to have you guys all out here today. And, you know, hug a damn native, man. Like Theo Vaughn said in his podcast, hug a damn native. I'm so happy you guys are all here. Thanks a lot. When I say land, you say back. Land, back. Land, back. Land, back. Land, back. When I say trans, you say rights. Trans, rights. Trans, rights. Trans, rights. When I say pink slip, you say, when I say fire, you say the UCP. Fire. UCP. Fire. UCP. Fire. UCP. Nice, thank you.